I wasn't really a strong Catholic growing up. I went to Mass and I was just happy about doing that. I didn't go to confession often or anything. In high school, I started to date a girl, and I always thought I would be a family man someday. I never thought about the priesthood. But after I went to Steubenville my senior year, I had an experience where I believed that the Lord was maybe calling me to the priesthood. And at Steubenville, it was during adoration, I just remember having this overwhelming peace about I looked at all the priests that were there, and I had a desire to be a priest. And it came out of nowhere. I never had it before in my life. So I knew it was from the Lord, at least to start discerning priesthood someday. After Steubenville, on the bus ride home, Father Ken, who was our parish priest, he came back and answered questions about the Catholic faith, and I was so on fire for our faith. After that, I wanted to just know more about my faith. I didn't really know too much about it, so I started researching a little bit more about my faith, and I just got excited about it. The day after I got home from Steubenville, he ended up calling my dad and asking me if I ever thought about being a priest, and I never had before. So I started thinking about it a little bit more. I was nervous. I didn't think I would want to be a priest still, but I started thinking about it a little bit more. After that powerful experience, I started praying with scripture more, and I had an overwhelming peace one time, and the Lord was telling me that he wanted me to go to seminary, and I had the most peace, and for some reason, I knew that I was going to go to seminary. And during that summer, it was on and off about whether I wanted to be a priest or not, so I was scared. I was running away at one time, and then the other time I wanted to be a priest, so I was going back and forth throughout that summer. After high school, I ended up getting to go to UND for 2 years, and I picked UND because I loved hockey. That was one of the sports I played, and also because it was a bachelor's degree, so I wanted a 4-year degree. And when we got there, my twin brother and I ended up going there, and we ended up being roommates. And one of my suite mates, Jacob Dagley, he was from Dickinson Trinity, and we were from Beulah, so it was kind of a rival between those two towns, and so we didn't know if we would talk to each other or not, but he ended up being one of my best friends at UND. We ended up getting into the Newman Center right away together, so we got to meet great people there and go to daily Mass and all those things together. I was still discerning the priesthood when I was at UND for those 2 years, and during that time, the more I thought about being a priest, the less my girlfriend and we ended up splitting apart. So it seemed like when I was discerning that, the more I discerned it, we ended up separating more and more. After we broke up, I just needed some time for myself and the Lord, and that really helped me discern God's will for me. After my freshman year at UND, for a few weeks, random people started coming up to me and asking me if I was going to be a priest, just out of the blue. And I thought that was really funny, and I was scared at the time to say that I was discerning it, so I would tell them no. And I was thinking that maybe the Lord was calling me more and more, because I was kind of running away from the thought of it, but the more I ran away, it seemed like the more the Lord was trying to ask me to discern that and potentially apply for seminary. During my junior year at UND, I was blessed with being able to go to daily Mass, frequent confession, and also just in a Bible study group. So it really helped me grow in my faith. During the fall of my second year at UND, that's when I asked Father Waltz if I could apply for the seminary, and that's when I started to do that. I don't know how I decided to do it, but I ended up doing a novena for St. Therese of Lisieux, the Little Flower, and I don't know why, if it was my unbelief that the Lord was really asking me to do this or not, I told her if the Lord was asking me to be a priest, on the 9th day to show me like a red rose somewhere. And it was probably because I was still unbelieving that the Lord was asking me to do this. And every day when I was doing that novena, I would see a rose in some type of art, or somebody would say the word rose just out of the blue to me. So I knew it was her interceding on my behalf for the Lord. So And on that last day, I was cleaning up after a Newman Center dance, and I went in the storage room, and there, like on the shelf, was a red rose just sitting there. So I knew the Lord was definitely asking me to pursue the priesthood after that.